First off, I want to thank you all for the amazing support you've shown to the podcast. If you enjoy what listening podcast summaries, please consider subscribing channel. Here is a rundown on the world's easiest gut-healing diet to melt fat, kill disease, and end inflammation, featuring Dr. Bulsiewicz by Drew Purohit. The conversation starts with Drew Purohit discussing the importance of including 30 different plants in one's diet on a weekly basis to take care of the gut microbiome.
Dr. Bulsiewicz explains that this concept is universally applicable and can be achieved by increasing the diversity of plants in one's diet. He references the American Gut Project, an international study that analyzed the microbiome samples of over 10,000 people and found that eating at least 30 unique plants per week was a key factor in maintaining a healthy gut microbiome. Dr. Bulsiewicz explains that every plant has unique forms of fiber, polyphenols, and phytochemicals that feed and fuel the gut microbiome. He emphasizes the importance of variety in one's diet, stating that eating the same foods every day can lead to an imbalance in the gut microbiome. He also notes that a diet that is too restrictive can lead to nutrient deficiencies and other health problems. The conversation then turns to the topic of smoothies as a way to increase plant diversity and fiber intake. He suggests using a low FODMAP liquid such as water or a plant-based milk, and adding in low FODMAP fruits and vegetables such as bananas and berries. He suggests using a protein powder or adding in some nuts and seeds. The conversation then turns to the topic of specific ingredients that can be added to a smoothie to increase plant diversity and fiber intake. He also suggests adding in some berries such as blueberries or raspberries, and notes that frozen bananas can be used to make a smoothie bowl or ice cream.
Drew shares his personal favorite ingredients, including frozen strawberries, microgreens, and mint, which provide a boost of fiber and healthy fat soup.
Dr. Bulsiewicz highlights the value of adding seeds like chia, flax, and hemp to the smoothie, which are rich in fiber and healthy fats. The conversation turns to the topic of emulsifiers, commonly found in plant-based milks, and their potential impact on the gut microbiome. Dr. Bulsiewicz expresses concern about the widespread use of emulsifiers, citing animal model studies that show they can disrupt the gut microbiome. He notes that while it's not possible to completely eliminate emulsifiers from the food supply, consumers can make informed choices by reading labels and opting for products with fewer additives.
Drew asks about the practical implications of using plant-based milks with emulsifiers in smoothies, and Dr. Bulsiewicz suggests that while an occasional use is unlikely to cause harm, regular consumption over time could have negative effects on the gut microbiome. The conversation shifts to the topic of GLP-1, a hormone that helps regulate satiety and weight loss.
Dr. Bulsiewicz explains that fiber plays a crucial role in activating the release of GLP-1, and that a high-fiber diet can be an effective way to promote weight loss and improve overall health. He notes that while GLP-1 medications can be effective for some people, they should not be seen as a replacement for a healthy diet and lifestyle. He argues that a more sustainable approach to weight loss and overall health is to focus on foundational principles like a high-quality diet, exercise, and stress management. Dr. Bulsiewicz emphasizes that while a high-fiber diet may not lead to rapid weight loss, it can have a profound impact on overall health and well-being. He believes that the use of GLPs, or glucagon-like peptides, can be beneficial for those who have tried other methods and are still struggling. However, he is concerned about the overuse of these drugs and the lack of effort to change diet and exercise habits. He thinks that a personalized approach, starting with a lower dose and gradually increasing as needed, is the best way to use these drugs. He believes that even health-washed foods, such as those with added fiber, can be problematic. He suggests that people focus on whole, unprocessed foods and be mindful of the ingredients and packaging of the foods they eat. In terms of beverages, Dr. Bulsiewicz is concerned about the impact of sugar-sweetened and artificially sweetened drinks on the gut microbiome. He also suggests that people be aware of the potential risks of microplastics in canned beverages and consider using a filter to reduce exposure. First, he suggests eliminating ultra-processed foods, including sugary drinks and foods with added fiber. He also suggests being mindful of the ingredients and packaging of foods and beverages, and considering the use of a tracking method to monitor fiber and protein intake. Dr. Bulsiewicz also discusses the potential risks of microplastics in canned beverages and the importance of being aware of the ingredients and packaging of foods and beverages. He suggests that people consider using a filter to reduce exposure to microplastics and opt for glass bottles or other non-plastic containers when possible. He believes that by focusing on whole, unprocessed foods, increasing fiber intake, and being mindful of the ingredients and packaging of foods and beverages, people can make positive changes to their health and well-being. The average woman consumes only 15 grams of fiber, and he suggests aiming for at least 25 grams to 1.6 grams per kilogram of body weight, which is higher than the RDA of 0.8 grams per kilogram. Dr. Bulsiewicz's approach to weight loss involves a tiered list, starting with eliminating ultra-processed foods, increasing fiber intake, and then focusing on protein. Exercise is also essential, as it targets both mood and burn rate, and is healthy for the microbiome. The conversation also touched on the topic of alcohol consumption. Dr. Bulsiewicz suggests that red wine is the least damaging alcohol to the body and gut microbiome, but only if consumed in moderation. He also notes that fermentation leads to the transformation of food, making the resveratrol in red wine more bioactive. However, he emphasizes that the benefits of red wine do not come from the alcohol itself, but rather from the polyphenols present in the wine. The discussion also delved into the topic of marijuana use, with Dr. Bulsiewicz cautioning that chronic use can have negative effects on the brain and body. He mentions the emergence of cannabinoid hyperemesis syndrome, a condition characterized by cyclic vomiting, and notes that marijuana use can also lead to paranoia and other cognitive impairments. The conversation touched on the topic of the Maha movement, with Dr. Bulsiewicz expressing mixed feelings about the direction of the movement. He notes that while some people see RFK's appointment as a positive step towards creating awareness and improving the healthcare system, others are more skeptical. However, the guest, Dr. Bulsiewicz, emphasized the importance of keeping politics separate from professional life, especially when it comes to people's health. He believes that health should be a nonpartisan issue and that everyone deserves access to healthy food and healthcare, regardless of their political affiliation. The conversation then shifted to the topic of fermented foods and their benefits for gut health. Dr. Bulsiewicz emphasized the importance of having fermented foods in one's diet, but not relying solely on them. He suggested starting with small amounts and gradually increasing consumption. He also mentioned that fermented foods can be a vehicle for plant-based diversity, and that adding different fruits, nuts, and seeds to fermented foods like yogurt can increase the nutritional value. The discussion also touched on the topic of how much fermented food is needed to reap the benefits for gut health. While there is no clear data on intermediate amounts, Dr. Bulsiewicz suggested that even small amounts can be beneficial. He also explained that fermented foods work by creating an ecosystem that transforms the food, making it easier for the body to digest. The conversation turned to the topic of the most damaging things for the gut microbiome. Dr. Bulsiewicz emphasized that the patients he sees today have more severe gut health issues than those he saw 10 or 20 years ago. He attributed this to the increasing prevalence of processed food